Hello, it's Sarah Jane from Carton and Cuppa, and I'm here with week 2 of my 12 weeks of Christmas series. And for today's video I'm going to share with you how to make this double wide mini milk carton. A little while ago I made this mini milk carton out of half a sheet of A4 card, and so I thought I'd do a Christmas version, which was this one, and then I decided to make it double the width so that you could put a few bigger things in it. So this is the carton I've made using A4 card, and this one I've made in inches, so it will fit 8.5 by 11 inch cardstock for the people in America that are watching. So as I go I'll give you two separate measurements, but please bear in mind that this one is shorter to get the proportions right, and it's slightly, you see, it's slightly narrower and slightly deeper than the A4, so it is slightly different size, but I wanted you to be able to get it out of a sheet of 8.5 by 11 inch cardstock, as well as if you wanted to use paper, designer series paper. This would work perfectly well with DSP. So I'll give you both measurements I'm going, but remember this, when you do it, it will end up this size if you're using the inches measurement. So let's get started. First of all, you're going to need your trimmer, some thick white cardstock, Whisper White, and so down the short side we're going to score at 4.5 centimetres or 2 inches, 9.5 centimetres or 4 inches, 13.5 centimetres or 5.5 inches, and then you're going to cut at 15.5 centimetres or 6 inches, and that's that. Move your cutting blade to the bottom because we're going to do scoring again. So down the long side we're going to score at 4.5 centimetres or 2 inches, 14 centimetres or 5.25 inches, 18.5 centimetres or 7.25 inches, 28 centimetres or 10.5 inches, and then we're going to cut at 29 centimetres, or as if you're working with the US size, 11 inches. That'll be your cardstock that size anyway. So that's the cutting and scoring. Now I've decorated mine using garden green ink. This is the Hostess stamp set antique tags, which I thought went well with the crumb cake and the sort of a grungy look because I have inked the edges, but this sort of much more modern and clean look, I've used Festival of Trees for that, which is in the annual catalogue rather than the Christmas catalogue, so it's available all year, and I'm just using this this little tree down here. So just gonna fold this just slightly so I can see where my tree line needs to go. I might just pop that there for you. Actually, let's pop it there so you can see it. And then I'm going to use, because this is a photopolymer set, I'm going to use my piercing mat underneath. Now I find personally some of the photopolymers work better with the piercing mat underneath, some of them don't really need it. So do what's best for you, but try it with both. If you find you're not getting a very good image with the stamp set that you've got, then try popping your piercing mat under and see if that makes it any better. And then all I'm going to do is stamp along the edge, and I'm going to do it each time I ink 3 times because I want that variation of colour of trees. I'll go back in a minute and fill any gaps in. Now don't worry too much if I go over the top line. I think it sort of just adds to the forest look. And then just a few more darker bits. Yeah, I think that's it. That's everything done there. So keep going for as long as you want to when you're happy with it, but remember you can't unstamp it, so less is more sometimes. Okay, take that out and we'll get to folding the milk carton. So I'm just going to fold all of the score lines and use a bone folder to reinforce them. Now the two bottom ones I'm going to fold in. So the top one I'm going to fold that back out, and then all the other, these score lines on the short side, no, this is the long side obviously, I'm going to fold all of these inwards. Okay, and then it's simply a case of cutting up to the first score line. Right, chop that bit off in the corner, that can go, and then these ones we're just going to cut up the score line. Okay, so grab your Tombow. And the easiest way I find to put the boxes together is to fold it on the second line, add some glue and fold that up. Give it a little press and hold for a moment. It should be sorted. Alright. I'm going to fold this bottom tab in first. Occasionally, because we're not all perfect at measuring every time, I found that this bottom flap is a little bit big. If you find it's just a bit wider, this one's perfect actually, but if you find it's a little bit wider than your box, like I did when I made my other one, just trim a little bit off there, but you'll still have a nice flat base if you fold that in first. So then add your two outer flaps to it, just for a moment, and then glue the very bottom large flap over. You'll see I've just got a little bit overhanging there, so all I'll do is just take my scissors and just trim that off to neaten it. And there's your double wide milk carton. All you have to do now is push in your two ends evenly, or as evenly as you can. Squeeze them together and add a peg to each end. So this is a great little size box. You could perhaps put in some chocolate. These little dairy milk snowmen fit in nicely, or a handful of chocolate robins or chocolate coins. Or you could even try adding the little travel size moisturisers or shower gels, so you could put some smellies in there. So I'll show you how I made the little tag. It's very basic. So all I did was cut a piece of the off-cut white card to 3.5 inches, which according to my trimmer says 8.9 centimetres. By 2 inches, which is 5.1 centimetre. So that's that. Just get the little tag topper punch. You can use any of the tag toppers. Grab your piercing mat back. And stamp your tree again. there you have your double wide mini milk cartons. I hope you've enjoyed today's video tutorial, and for more ideas and tutorials please do visit my blog. Thanks for watching.